Hey everybody, it's Jochen Hayden, and I'm back with another exciting episode of the Helson. What is this campaign? Desert Wolf versus Loka, January 8th, 1942. Man, I've lost my mind. Ah, here we go again. Allies bombarding Johor. I don't know what the purpose is, but oh, that's the purpose. Oh, okay. There's a lot of aircraft there, and he left it wide open to this, so he slipped in a single destroyer, and that's an abnormally high amount of hits for a destroyer. I don't typically see that. All right, well, that's actually really good. Good job. Oh, there's more. Oh, another one. Nice. Okay, good. Oh, another one. Any more? Nope. Pretty smart. Those are Japanese ships sinking, guys. I'm assuming from the previous turn. Okay, and the Japanese are landing on Cebu now. With a full regiment. A Clemson class versus one of these nice patrol boats that I love the Japanese get. It's a fast transport, so it's carrying troops somewhere. I don't know how many times it's going to be able to break contact here. This probably has troops on it. Let's see how it goes. Busted. All right, so Stewart catches up with this guy and sinks a bunch of troops on there. My guess is they're going to grab a dot base somewhere, but they're going to get picked off. All right, this looks like, I'm guessing, one of the bombardment task forces that were hit midway. Probably heading back to truck to rearm. Oh, nice. Got a couple of Allied heavy cruisers intercepting a patrol boat here, and this is near... I don't know where it's at. I have to look again. Anyway, that thing sinks. Didn't take much. At Vaitapu, which is in the Ellis Islands. Salt Lake City and Indianapolis on that. Oh, man. That's it for that guy. K7. That'll probably sink that. There it goes. Man. That subs, man. Oh. Looks like he's flying some ASW near the home islands now. Okay, looks like we got some Dutch Brewsters sweeping some clods out of Kandari, probably in advance of an airstrike coming in. And the Brewsters sweep out these clods with no issue. Well, what else is new, right? Another cap trap. Watch these nails melt. Dang it. Well, there you go. More nails caught going into Kupang with no cover at all. Uh-oh. Hudson's coming in. They sneak in underneath the cap of what it looks like, and they're gonna... I don't know what they're gonna do. Alright, let's see what happens here. Okay, well... It looks like they snuck in somehow. My guess is that there's... Oh, there it is, see? There's no radar. He has no radar or any kind of sound detection at Hong Kong, so the cap was just caught off guard. But they responded after the fact. The port strike does nothing, and some Hudsons get wiped out. More Japanese ships sinking. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Looks like we got some of that training cap stuff going on here. But there is a lot of escort on this, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. I'm going to run this because there's a lot of aircraft involved. My guess is that these guys get in mostly okay. I don't know if all three of these squadrons are going to actually get caught up. Let's see. No, they get through. It wasn't enough. Nice bombing industry again. I can't believe that. All right. 3,000 feet. That's pretty low. Oscar sweeping at 7,000 feet. These guys got caught up in the attack, but looks like there's some P-40s that did not. Heavy industry is hit. I don't like that. Flak tore these guys up pretty good. All right, this is an attack on the ground forces here. Okay, see, he's attacking the air division. Sorry, the 11th Indian Division. Typically, you're going to do that in advance of an attack. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Japanese attack on the ground this turn. All right, Flak's chewing him up pretty good here. Oh, the little Dutch B-10s that could. They're still trying so hard to save this dot base. Same as before. Okay. And these guys are so shut down. Wen Chao, same old thing. He's never going to break through there like that. Same thing here. This is completely shut down. And a bombardment at Singapore. I did not expect that. I kind of thought that he would have gone for, you know, an assault if he's going to bomb the troops. But whatever. And there's your matchup, 2200 versus 827. These guys are not divided up still, which means that they're not recovering as fast as they could be. Okay, the Japanese are attacking at Toungoo. And they'll take the place because there's nothing there. Alright, well, okay. What this does do is it severs any rail line connection between this part of Burma and the northern part. So by taking Toungoo, he's cut out the ability to rail troops in and out. It doesn't mean they can't get off this road or go up towards Akyab, right? But they can't rail in or out. So I guess it makes sense to cut it here. If you're going to cut it anywhere. Okay, let's see how these guys do here. Pretty good. Okay, so 47 Navy actually managed to get ashore despite getting blasted by biplanes a couple days ago. And they take the base. And there's your matchup on Bacolod. Okay, and this looks like a paratrooper assault here. I think. Yeah, a shock attack. This is a paratrooper assault. I don't know why he's using paratroopers out here. It seems kind of a waste on these bases like that, but hey, whatever. And Tagula Island in the Solomons. Okay, and there you go. Paratroopers again. Here. He's using paratroopers on all these. I don't really understand why. And here's why I don't like using paratroopers on these dot islands. You can't just like airlift them back out because there's no airfield. So you have to go and send ships to pick them up. And that's inefficient. And in the meantime, you have your parachute regiment scattered into the wind and it's not recombined. I don't like doing this. Yeah, see, he's scattering his paratroopers on all these dot bases, and I don't know what the value is. It seems kind of like a waste of paratroopers for this function. I'm just gonna blast through this because he's hitting all of them right now. Now, I would hate that to be the guys that have to pick up all these little fragments because they're everywhere. Oh my goodness, alright already. Oh my goodness, that was a lot. Okay, paratrooper explosion. Okay, let's go ahead and run our numbers. Aircraft losses today. Another bad day for the Japanese. 8 Nels shot down, 3 Lilies, 3 Claudes, a couple Sallys, and we lose 4 Hudsons on a failed attack on Hong Kong Harbor. I'm not sure what TW is thinking on that one, but that's cool. Ship sunk last turn. A couple patrol boats. One of these was sunk by the torpedo near Minato, and the other by 8-inch guns from Indianapolis class. Is that the class? The Indianapolis class? I don't think so. You know what? Let's go find out. Oh, where's it? Right here. These are Portland class. Okay. A Portland and a Pensacola. Sunk over there. Anything else we're missing in the report? Nah. Okay, what's our situation up here? Nothing really at Midway. That's done and over with. So last we're going to hear about that for a while. Oh, these are the guys that we're going to drop supply off at Midway, but I guess since that's done and over with, he's just going to send them over here to Dutch Harbor, where he's going to build his next line of defense since the Japanese have landed on ADAC. There's the sands that hit Toyohara a couple days ago. Yeah, so Desert Wolf is reinforcing Dutch Harbor. He doesn't have much there yet, but he will soon. He's got aircraft, and he's got a decent amount of supply and fuel. What he needs is troops, and I think at some point he's going to have to bring some in. So we'll keep a lookout. Maybe something from Seattle. Something from Seattle is going to go in there. I know it. All right. We'll take a look at China. And guys, honestly, there's really not much to say here. It's just not much going on. The Japanese are completely shut down. Everywhere they've tried to go, the Allies have troops there waiting for them. And this is bad, and this is the reason why I don't love stacking limits, is because it's so hard to get enough troops in the hex to win. I mean, look at here. A while ago, he was working this hex here, trying to get up into Anking, and got completely rejected. And now he's in full retreat. All the Japanese troops that were in this hex are falling back. So what's the play now? Do you go this way? Same problem. Do you go this way? Same problem. Here? Same problem. Everywhere you go, there's Japanese or Chinese troops blocking you on good terrain. And you can't bring enough troops into the hex because you have a stacking limit up here. If you exceed it, you take penalties. Supply penalties, combat efficiency penalties, you name it. So there's no real value in overstacking these things, right? So everywhere I see in China, the Japanese are just stuck. And he's going for an encirclement at Wenchao, which is whatever, because even if you kill all these troops in the hex, which will not be easy to do, they're just going to respawn in Chongqing in a month. So I don't really know what his plan is here. I don't know what his whole plan in China is. I don't know how to play stacking limits as Japan, but what I'm seeing, it looks horrible, and I don't want to do it. Okay, Burma, a little bit of activity. The Japanese are into Pegu finally. They just took Tunggu. No idea which way they're going to go, but as you can see, Desert Wolf is in retreat. He's heading north towards Mandalay here and up towards Akyab from Prome. So a lot of his troops will escape. Very little is left behind to die. Okay, looks like the Japanese are going to need to reinforce their attack on Port Blair. They did not bring enough for that. We're still sitting on that. Over here in the Dutch East Indies area, had a couple good bombardments with these guys, hitting the airfield at Johor and disabling some aircraft there. So right now we've got Sinquain that's basically neutralized, and now he's working on killing aircraft that were flying out of Johor. Yikes. Here's our situation in Singapore. We're down to 798 AV. But the Indian division is looking pretty strong. Fortification level. Almost back up to size 3. And the reason that is because Loka's bombing campaign over Singapore has been extremely lackluster. Low density attacks at very high altitude because he's afraid of the flak. But you can't hit, and I've mentioned that catch-22 of a Japanese player when it comes to airfield suppression and fortification suppression. You either fly low and take flak losses, or you fly high and don't hit enough. But he's got to make a decision here. I mean, he's lost so many aircraft everywhere else. Why not throw a few more into Singapore to keep these forts from coming up, right? Philippines, we've already talked about Mindanao being fully secured. He's now landed on Cebu at Bacolod. There's no forts here, and these guys basically no supply. So I don't expect this unit to do particularly well. Low morale, low experience, no supply, no forts. These guys should wipe the floor with them. Looking at Luzon, I don't really know what the heck to make of this. There's Allied troops north of his lines. He didn't bring enough troops to take out Clark. I don't know what this is. I'm sure he has a plan. I'm just not seeing it right now. So this looks like a big muddled mess to me for this being the Japanese player, right? I don't know how you work this. There's not enough troops here. You got Allied troops behind you taking bases. He's not bombing enough to really stop the fort building. So, oh, okay. There's some residual damage here, but it's going to get repaired soon. And then you're going to see this number going up. So if he attacks, he takes a lot of losses because of the terrain. Does he get the forts? I don't know. I don't like the whole Luzon strat that he's got going on. But down here, work of art. Absolutely. Okay, and also you saw the Japanese doing a lot of paratrooper drops on these dot bases here. There's no rules against that in this campaign because they basically have no rules. So a lot of people will limit how many, if you can drop paratroopers in fragments or not. There's no rule for that, so he's doing that. But the problem is that you cannot come back in and pick these guys up unless you have float planes to do it. And Japanese Mavis float planes are at a premium, and I would not be using them to police up these guys. So then what you have to do is send like fast transport task forces to pick them up to recombine them. And I think that's very inefficient, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 paratrops this turn. None of these bases really needed that. So to me, it just seems like a waste of paratroopers. I think there's better places for them to be used in this. But hey, that's Loka's decision, right? Okay. We saw him fly some missions over Horn Island. Don't really know what the plan is for Loka there. Honestly, at this point, it's getting to be a little too late to come after this place. It's an ATOL, which means it's going to be a shock attack when you land. You're landing into 250 AV with size 3 forts. I don't know how you take this without a massive loss to troops. Is it even worth it at this point? I don't know. I don't think so. Okay. Looking good out here in the South Pacific. Okay, and we had these guys going over to Vaitapu to pick off something. Now they're heading back over here to set up a patrol. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you see these two guys heading straight for Gardner Island next turn, because there's a lot of juicy targets there. 4 destroyers. And I think these 2 heavy cruisers have a good chance of getting in here and killing these guys off. So let's hope for these guys going straight to Gardner next turn to engage these destroyers. Finally, we'll do a carrier check. Here's the Enterprise, alive and well, about to pull into Perth for some fuel. And, oh, here we go, the Lexington. Just kind of sitting here out in the open. Let's see what their mission is. All right, so these guys are on escort, 100% cap. All right. These guys are on naval attack, range 7. These guys are on naval attack. And these guys are on naval attack. So he's got all of his aircraft primed and ready for assault. The only issue here is that there's nothing to hit because the Japanese ships are a little further away. So let's see if he inches this guy forward a little bit towards Ambon. There's a lot of juicy targets here that he can see. I don't know what his plan is with this, so we'll watch it closely. Anyway, that's the turn. Thank you guys so much for watching. I got a lot more of these coming. I'll catch you on the next one.